Coming on 2 seconds. Get out. Get out.
Hey there, welcome once again, Talkin fight fans, to the Neil the Deal show with Neil the Deal himself. Tonight, he's got an episode lined up all about Lennox Lewis, one of the best heavyweight fighters ever, of modern era.
Hey, Graham, how are you tonight? Look where we are, everyone. Can you imagine? Here we are at the new Neil the Deal set, downtown Toronto, on top of the old ACC. They call it what, Graham, now? The Scotiabank Center, it says back here in the back here?
Scotiabank Arena.
Scotiabank Arena. Fantastic. Right on. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to thank you, and thank you again. Because without you guys, I wouldn't be here on top of Toronto having a great day, a great night, a great life. And I just want to say thank you for all the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, the comments have been absolutely amazing. And we're able to bring you now the Neil the Deal show from downtown Toronto, downtown Mecca Town. All right, the 6 is in the house. That's the 6, and we are the 6. All right? So listen, Graham, I told you I was going to have a special, this is like a celebration for me. Thank you very much. And we're going to have a special episode tonight. We might do it in 2 parts because it's quite a fantastic career. Absolutely huge. Probably, as we all know, the best that's number one boxer in Canadian history. I mean, Mr. Chavallo, God bless you. But I believe that this guy is as big as you. Are the biggest thing in Canadian boxing history. But this guy's right behind you. Right behind you. He's a new era. And he did things that were absolutely mesmerizing in the ring. Mesmerizing. So let's just go over a little bit of it. We're going to be talking about a guy named Lennox Lewis. Graham, Lennox Lewis. You know about Lennox Lewis?
I like his hair.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an amazing individual, right?
No,
I was lucky enough to meet you once, Lennox, at the Hershey Center. You were a guest. I believe it was on a Sid Vanderpool fight. He was dressed in a full, he'll know. Lennox, you were dressed in a full leather zip-up, red leather suit. It was unbelievable. Leather and red and black leathers, and it was amazing. So meeting you was a dream come true. I'd love to meet you again sometime. That would be awesome. If me and Lennox could actually come on the Neil the Deal show right here in downtown Toronto, right on Scotiabank Center, right where the Leafs play, right where the concerts are, right where the action is. That's where we're hanging out, where the action is. You know what I mean? So the Talkin Fight guys want to thank you, and we're going to talk a little bit here right now. So he was born Lennox Claudius Lewis. He was born September 2nd, 1965. So he's same age as me. Well, actually, I think I'm a little older by a few months. You know what I mean? So, but he was born in West Ham, London, the United Kingdom. I guess that's part of England, is it, Graham? United Kingdom?
Yep.
Yeah. So, amazingly enough, when he was born 10 pounds, 10 ounces. Do you know any baby born at 10 pounds? That would be like a ham or like a roast beef or something like that. That is ridiculous. The poor mother. Oh, sorry, Mom. So anyways, he was born a giant baby and became a giant man. Just unbelievable. He has 4 kids. He's married. He has 4 kids. And he holds a dual citizenship, Canadian and British. All right? He has a dual citizenship. When he was a child, he had a lot of fights. Apparently, he was a fighter as a child. His mom was always concerned about him because he was getting into fights, kids in the schoolyard, I guess, or on the street or whatever. And so they moved. She decided to move them to Canada. So in 1977, Lennox Lewis's family moved to Canada, and then he became a Canadian citizen at that point, which is fantastic. And the things that you've done for us, Lennox, over the years are undisputably unbelievable, out of control. You really made me proud to be a Canadian, Lennox, I want to say. And you never let us down. Every time, man. It's like every time. So I want to thank you, Lennox, from the bottom of my heart. You'll always be one of my special guys. All right. So just to talk a little bit about his accolades going forward, he has. You know how people have like an MD or a PhD or an MA or whatever it is. You know, like they have letters beside their name. He has CM. He's CM and a C beside his name. Now, CM. What is CM, Graham? Any idea what a CM is?
Oh,
No?
no. Let me
CM
check.
stands for the Canadian Order of Canada. He's a recipient of the Canadian Order of Canada. You understand?
Yep.
The Order of Canada. And he also, the CBE, beside his name at the present moment, is the CBE is the Order of the British Empire and is the Order of Chivalry. That's what it is given for, chivalry. It is given out by a boxing sanctioned that sanctions the fights in England and the UK. It's called the BBBFC, I believe. So the British Boxing Board Council in England. You know what I mean? British Boxing Board of Council, something of that sort. All right. So this is the sanctioning body that sanctions all the fights in England, and it changed earlier on. I believe it was something else, and it changed with it in the 20s or something. They changed it from the original. Like England is basically where I believe boxing originated, but that's another story in itself. So, but they definitely they had a big part in the, how do we say, the pugilism or the professionalism was brought by these individuals in England. So it's pretty interesting. Had kings and stuff. Did Christian not talk a little bit about that on one of the episodes, Graham?
Yeah. The history of boxing. He took us back to the Queensberry rules.
Right. So it's the British Boxing Board of Control. Control is the word I'm looking at. Sorry, guys, I couldn't think of the word. British Boxing Board of Control. Those are the guys that actually sanction the fights within England, or that part of England, I guess, or UK, whatever you want to call it. So he came to Canada in '77. Lennox did, and he decided that he was going to start boxing. And that was in 1978. So he had an amateur career, Graham, and everybody out there, all you fight fans here watching us live from downtown Toronto, live from where we want to be, the epicenter of the world, Toronto, Canada. All right. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. And I really look forward to having you guys every night, or when you can come out with the kids and check it out. All right. So let's talk a little bit about his amateur career. He had a lot of fights as an amateur. It was 94 fights, right? He won 85 of them, Graham. 85 fights out of 94 in his amateur career. And he had 9 losses, all right? Funny enough, they only have 78 amateur fights registered for him. But again, as Scotty Olsen was saying, and other boxers of the era, there are fights that weren't recognized and weren't added to their amateur careers for whatever reason. I guess they didn't have the paperwork done properly, or whatever it is. So he has technically more fights amateur than are stated publicly. You know what I'm saying? So he basically was one of those guys who in his amateur career did things that were absolutely unbelievable, all right? And that's for all of us around the country, all of us. Everybody out there, anybody who's a Canadian and has not watched boxing or has, must have seen Lennox in the Olympics. You remember the 88 Olympics, Graham, when he boxed for Canada? Well, Lennox, as an amateur, won us a gold medal. Buddy, that's the one. Boom. Oh, yeah. Took him down like a wet noodle. And you know who he took down? Riddick Bowe to win the gold medal. Remember Riddick Bowe?
I do.
Right. Years later, he was going to have a comeback, apparently. Lennox will tell you about that one, but it was all about him and Bowe and this little thing I guess they had. And Lennox basically said, anytime, buddy, at any age, at any time, which is, that's it. Give it one of those. The guy thinks he's better than you. It ain't even happening. You showed him in the Olympics. You showed him as a pro. He was never like you. He just wanted to be like you. But nobody's like you. So we all know what happened to him, and we're not even going to get into that because he's just whatever, washed up. He's not a. He's probably cleaning floors. You know what I mean? So let's go through his amateur career and some of the stuff that he did as an amateur. We're talking crazy stuff. He was actually our flag bearer, Graham, at the closing ceremonies of the '88 Olympics when he participated. So that must have been a pretty big something for him that like Mike Strange did, And Mike said it was one of the highlights of his career, was carrying the flag for the country. And if I ever got the chance to carry the flag for the country, I guarantee that would be the highlight of my career. So I got to say, Lennox, you must have been like over the top with that one, right? That's over the top. When you get to walk out of the Olympics holding your country's flag, that has got to be up there with any of the fights you've ever had or anything that you've ever done. So, congratulations. I want to say thank you. I watched you and I love you. You are awesome. Thanks a lot for the gold medal, man. Graham, that was so impressive to me. I was just jumping around the house and I was doing all kinds. I was ecstatic that he did that. Because you know how the Americans are in boxing. Oh, we're the best. Well, they're the best at everything. Oh, the American, we can't beat us. I don't think so. You got done. And that's what happened. All right? Bo, bye-bye. So anyways, let's go on for a few more things here. The 1986 Commonwealth Games, he won a gold medal in the super heavyweight division. Oh, I forgot to mention something about the Olympics. That was the first year that the super heavyweight division was brought into the Olympics. So he's the first heavyweight to win a gold medal in that division. That's pretty cool. They created that division in the '88 Olympics. So that's just a tidbit. I thought that was pretty cool. So we won the gold for us. There you go. Commonwealth Games, another boom, boom, boom. That's it. Gold medal. Took them down. That's the end of them. Then he went to the Pan Am Games in '87, and he won a silver medal in the same division, super heavyweight. That was in Indianapolis, Indiana. In 1987, he was also in the North American Championships here in Toronto, Canada, and he won a gold medal. There you go. Another gold medal. Bingo. All right. Then he was in the North American Championships again that year, and Beaumont. Graham, where's Beaumont? Is that in the States?
Not sure.
Beaumont? Any of you guys out there talking Fightland, if you know where Beaumont is, or we have any fans in Beaumont, let us know where Beaumont is. I didn't really know where Beaumont was. All right, so he did that. Then in '85, he did the World Cup of Boxing. He won a silver medal in Seoul, Korea. So again, he was in the Olympics. Seoul, Korea has been a a good place for him. He won a gold medal and a silver medal. Oh, thank you very much. One of our fans piped in and just told him it's in Beaumont, Alabama. Alabama, there you go. So it's Beaumont, Alabama. That's where he won that medal. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about his amateur career was he won the 1985 Junior World Championship in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and he won a gold medal. And that was, again, a gold medal. Oh, I made a mistake. Beaumont, Alberta, not Alabama. I'm reading things wrong. Oh my god. Oh well, guys, you know, I thought it said Alabama. It said Alberta. Beaumont, Alberta. That makes a little more sense. There you go. I was thinking, what was he doing in Alabama? Sorry, guys, it's my mistake. All right, so moving on. He turned pro in 1985. All right, his first 3 years of his career, he won. Listen to this. He won the European, British, and Commonwealth titles right off the hop. Like this is what he did right off the hop. He took down 3 major international belts. Then he reeled off 21 straight wins. Like straight. Like, whoa. That is like ridiculous. Really. So he's got the titles and he reels off 21 straight wins. And he became champ in 92. All right. He became the first time he became a world champion, like a real WBA, WBC, IBF champion, was when Riddick Bowe, there's his name again, Riddick Bowe. Can you imagine? Check this out, Graham. He relinquished the title because he didn't want to fight Lewis. So they gave it to Lewis without even having a fight against him. So is that guy ducking and running or what? Who vacates the world championship title and gives it to somebody else because he's scared of it? That is unheard of. Like, I think it's the only, I think there's one other time maybe, but that's like the only time in the history of boxing that heavyweight has relinquished the title, like on his own accord, and basically said, "Oh, I don't want it. You can have it because I'm scared of you." That makes no sense. Even Michael Spinks fought Mike Tyson, and he looked petrified. The second he walked out of there, he was going down the tunnel. He looked like he was like gonna poop his pants or something. I don't know, but he got dummied, as we know, because he was already before he got in the ring. Like, he had no chance. It's unbelievable. So, anyways, Bo did that. This long-going thing with you, Lennox, and Bo, I know how you just basically laughing at the guy. He basically gave you the title for nothing. So he did that, and then he lost the title. He did lose the title to a guy named Oliver McCall. All right, 1990. I think it was 94. 1994, he lost the title, and he won it back in 97 against McCall. So he revenged his loss and got his title back. All right. And in the rematch, it was to win the vacant WBC. He won it back in 97. In the rematch, he won the vacant WBC title. So pretty crazy stuff. He then had 2 epic battles against Evander Holyfield. Now, the first fight, if you guys want to watch this is a noticeable fight, is Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, the first one. Lewis's punch stats. I watched the program live. Like, I don't miss any of those. And obviously, Lennox, I never miss. And he beat him up so bad and called it a draw in the end. So punch stat numbers for that fight were like, Lewis had like 500 shots landed, and Holyfield had like 165, something dumb like that. Like, it was just so lopsided. And yet there was a judge there, some female judge. Hopefully you're not a judge anymore because you don't know what you're doing. That basically robbed Mike Lewis won that fight. There's no doubt about it. Oh well. Then he had the rematch, and we all know who that went. Well, the first one was a draw, and the second one was a win, which he then at that point became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world because he had the WBA, WBC, IBF, IBO titles under his belt. All right, so he had four belts. Count them, 4 belts around his waist, and that's what happened there. Then he was stripped of a couple of those titles by the sanctioning bodies. He was stripped by WBA 2000 and the IBF 2000 due to the fact that he did not fight the number one contender, which is a mandatory thing. He decided not to do that and relinquish those titles due to the fact that he. I don't know why. I mean that would be up to you, Lennox. Like only you know why. You gave him up because you decided not to fight the mandatory number one contender. So there's got to be a reason for that, and we don't know. So he had a fight. He was KO'd in a fight. I think it's probably the only time he was ever KO'd, and it was by a guy named Hasim the Rockman. All right? And Rockman had a crazy fight one time I saw against Evander Holyfield, where if you guys want to watch this fight, I know it's a little off topic here, but it's really weird, is Rockman, The Rock, against Holyfield, where Holyfield kept headbutting him the whole time. Like, Holyfield's not a clean fighter. Mike Tyson will tell you why he didn't tear off. Because he's not playing fair. So the same thing with Rockman. He started hammering him, like giving him the headbutts like this during the fight. And Rockman ended up with a giant goose egg on his head, the size of a softball, and protruding out of his head. It was the weirdest thing. So guys, check out Rockman and Lewis. That's a really bizarre. Rockman and Holyfield is the fight with the big goose egg on his head. It's really weird. So, anyways, get back to Lennox. Obviously, he lost the title to Rockman, but then he regained the title and beat Rockman and devastated him. When he lost to Rockman, Rockman was a 20-1 underdog to beat him, and he lost. And he avenged that in a win. Months later, I guess. A big upset, you know. So in 2002, he beat Mike Tyson. We all know who he is. If you remember the fight, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. Lennox, I'm so happy you did that. Oh my God, I was watching that one, and I saw you just, you gave it to him so good. It was priceless. And I loved it every minute of it because I'm Canadian and you're Canadian and British and I'm Scottish and you know how it is. Well, you got Mike. You actually did a job on him. It was an 8th round TKO, I believe, against Tyson. And man, I'll never forget that. Not a lot of people beat up on Tyson, but you did. That was awesome. I was like, whoa. But Mike, I still love you too. You know that. Mike, you're one of my favorites. But it's just surprising to see a guy of your stature and a big man like Lewis going at it. And I'm a Canadian. If you want, Mike? I don't know, man. I vote for the Canadians, right? I always vote Canadian. That's who I am. Marlies, Leafs. That's who we are, you know? So he had his last fight, or close to his last. I think it was his last fight. It was against a guy we talked about a little while ago. Was Vitaly Klitschko. Okay, in 2003, and that fight, guys, is a notable for sure. It was a bloodbath and a battleground. He fought the Russian cyborg. Last fight, the Iron Fist, right? What a fight, man. Graham, if you got any time, watch Lewis Klitschko. And it was a lot of blood, man. in that both of them were bleeding profusely. It was a bloodbath and a serious battle. And Louis, thanks, Louis. You took him down, Louis. Attaboy, Louis. Mr. Louis took him down. Way to go, Louis. Mr. Lennox, thank you. Took down that Russian too, did you? Eh? Freaking right on. That was awesome. So he's got a bunch of awards we're going to go through, like major awards. Not only knighted, as we talked about earlier on, but these awards, I mean, the list of awards, Graham, I don't even know if I can read them all. All right, so in 2008, he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. In 2012, he was inducted into the Ontario Sports Hall of Fame here in Toronto, Canada, right? Ontario. So he was in the Hall of Fame there. 2011, 99, he was Fighter of the Year, Boxing Writer Association of America Fighter of the Year. That's a big accolade, huge. 99, he was also the BBC Sports Personality of the Year. Like, the guy's got personality, right? So that's amazing in itself. In 2003, he was ranked by Ring Magazine number 33 out of 100 greatest punchers of all time. 2017 Boxing News, number 2 best British boxer of all time. Number 2 all time for Britain. All right, because he has a dual citizenship, so he fights for Britain now, but originally he fought for us, right? I think. Well, we're not even going to get into that. I know why he did that. So, anyways, yeah. Also in 2017, he was named by Ring Magazine the 11th greatest heavyweight of all time. All right, 11th greatest heavyweight of all time. BoxRec, we all know BoxRec. Number 7 greatest European of all time. And number 4 greatest boxer of all time in the heavyweight division. So he's got some serious accolades behind him. The only other guys that are ahead of him in BoxRec, they said he was the 3rd greatest heavyweight of all time, Graham. 3rd greatest heavyweight of all time. The only 2 guys ahead of him, Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis. And that's it. So he's ahead of Ali. He's ahead of, like, when I read, I was like, wow, that is wicked, man. That's unbelievable. So he's also one of only 3 fighters to have retired, okay, Graham, with a victory over every opponent he ever fought. So when he did lose a couple of fights, right, he avenged those, right? He basically avenged them, and that was it, which was really crazy. So we're going to talk a little bit about his pro record. I forgot to talk about his actual pro record, all right, after his amateur record. So we'll go through that right now. His amateur record was from 89 to 2003. His career was 89 to 2003. His pro record started in 78. He started boxing, and I believe his pro record started somewhere in the 90s, I guess, Graham, the early 90s maybe, right? So his total fights, Lennox Lewis, total fights, 44, right? He had 41 wins with 32 knockouts, 2 losses, and 0 draws. So he basically lost 2 fights out of 44, right? Which is crazy. And he was also a 3-time world champion and 2-time lineal champion. Lineal champion means you own all the belts. All right? So when you own all the belts, I believe lineal, it means it's the WBC, WBA, the IBO, and the IBF, I think are the 4. If you have all those belts, then you're the lineal champion. Just like Zab Judah, right? There's few guys out there that become lineal champions because it's a very hard thing to do. So he did all that. He had the notable fights, all right? The notable fights that I saw that I liked was obviously when he had the fight against Tyson, the 8th round TKO, all right? The fight against Evander Holyfield was great. He had two. They were actually 6 months to the day apart. One was March 13th, 99. The other was November 13th, 99. So the first one was that he beat the crap out of Holyfield, literally, and got robbed. And then he won a unanimous decision on the next one. So he basically won them both. He just didn't get credit for it. That Klitschko fight, Graham, that Klitschko fight was amazing. Lennox guys, watch that out there, talking fight fans. Neil the Deal fans, watch that with Klitschko. That Hasim Rahman, he lost the title, and then he won the title back. So those are always good. And he beat a bunch of guys along the way that are big name guys that you don't hear much about anymore. I know about them, obviously. So go through a bit of those guys. Mike Weaver. Remember Mike Weaver, Graham?
Yep.
Yeah, he was a WBA World Heavyweight Champion for a small time. What about Terrell Biggs? Remember him? Gold medalist for the United States. Olympic. Terrell Biggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat him. No problem. Took him down. And then he beat this guy named Glenn. I haven't heard of him, but McCrory. McCrory, I guess it's McCrory. McCrory. He was a world champion, cruiserweight champion. So he beat him as well. So that in itself, again, is something else. Is just like, wow. You know, he's beating guys in all divisions, winning all the titles, and just unbelievable. So upon his retirement, he became a analyst. You ever remember Boxing in the Dark, Graham? I used to watch it every time it was on. Boxing After Dark, I think it was called Boxing After Dark is what it was. HBO, I believe it was HBO, from 2006 to 2010. Apparently, he loves to sing. He likes to sing music. He's been on a few music videos and likes to sing a bit. Like me, I love the singing stuff. It's my favorite stuff. Other than this, it's my favorite stuff. Singing too, right? He also he made TV show appearances. He's been in movies. He's done all that kind of stuff. He acted a bit. He also was in the World Series of Poker, 2006, 2007. He didn't cash, but at least he got a chance to do it. And I'll let you know, all the fans out there, Neil the Deal fans, again, Neil the Deal was created through poker. That's how I got the name, just to let you know. So I really like poker too, right? So Lennox, hey, you want to go to Casino-rama? I'll show you how to win money. You will cash. I will prove it to you and show you what I got. I will get you the ding dong, and I'll teach you a little bit along the way. That way, the next time you go to the World Series of Poker, you'll take down Helmuth. You'll take down the rest of them. Joe Cata, we'll take them all down. They can't hide. I'm coming. One of these days, I'm coming. We're going to show up at the World Series of Poker. Lake Sexton. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Get her done. Oh, yeah? Yeah, nice. Right, okay. So he loves that. He loves soccer. Okay, Graham? Right? Apparently, he loves soccer. And his home team was obviously, what do you think his home team is, Graham?
What's his home team?
Yeah,
Everton? I don't know. Everton? Chelsea?
Where was he born?
London.
I don't know. No, West Ham.
Where? Well, West Ham. Yes.
Hey. So what team do you think he follows, Graham?
Let me guess. West Ham?
West Ham United. Yep. Yep. In the English Premier League. I don't know if it's... Are they in the top league, Graham? The West Hammers?
The Premier League, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw them. So he really supports them, which is awesome. I love soccer. Lennox, that's wicked. Got to support. We over here we support TFC. That's who we support. So got to support your teams, right? The Leafs, Marlies, TFC, Raptors. It's what we're all about over here in Toronto, Canada. That's who we support, right? We love everybody, but we support our teams. All right. So he's literally, apparently, he's a real guy. He simple. When I met him, he was very simple. He just was very polite. He was very in control, I would say. And a lot of people were trying to talk to him, to be honest with you. I think it was the whole stadium was trying to talk to him and trying to get an autograph, his dreadlocks, or whatever. It was an interesting situation there. And he was very gentlemanly with everybody. And he talked to everybody, just like no problem, right? So he's definitely out there. He's a humanitarian, no doubt, like myself. He doesn't shy away from personal appearances and TV shows and poker and this and music and this and that. So God bless you, man. That was friggin' awesome. And I want to say thanks a lot to the Talkin' Fight fans. This is the first episode. I'm so happy because of you guys. Because of you guys, I'm able to broadcast from here, Epicenter, the 6th, and here we are, top of the Scotiabank Arena, Graham. This is over the top, man. I'm like, what? Wow. I don't know what to say. So thanks a lot for the likes, the shares, everything else. And I want to say hi to a few people because it is the first one. Amanda, how you doing? I always say hi to Amanda. She's my friend, buddy. I love her. I want to say hi to the guys that I went to school with, all the people I went to school with. Yeah, I wasn't very good in school, I know, but hey, I guess we got somewhere eventually, right? We're on top of the ACC here, you know what I mean? Or the Scotiabank Center, whatever you call it. Thanks a lot for the support, guys. From everybody around the world, everybody in Mexico, Africa, New Zealand, Russia, China, India, England, United States. Thank you very much for everything, guys. And I'm so looking forward to this year again. There's some big stuff coming up. JB might show up. We love him. We love the new video. It's great. I think beautiful song. Everything's beautiful about you, buddy. So let's get this charity thing going. And Graham, thanks again for everything. I'm so happy. Because of you guys, you've made my life. Let's do this one. How's that over here? Oh, that was unbelievable, guys. Thanks again. See you tomorrow night, 6:30. Well, you know we do the 6:30 Fridays, so we'll see you then. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Neil. Appreciate those thoughts on Lennox Lewis. I now have to change my opinion of him. I thought he was like the best heavyweight of the modern era, but I stand corrected. According to BoxRec, he's actually third behind two of the greatest ever. So that means that Lennox is up there ahead of Muhammad Ali, ahead of Joe Frazier, ahead of Holmes and Foreman. Like, wow. Watching. So kudos to you for bringing that to light. And cheers to Lennox because he is a good guy. And I look forward to hearing you tomorrow night then. Good enough. Like, share, subscribe.
We really appreciate it. We got to give our man, Olympic gold medalist, #1 man, best boxer that Canada ever created to date. I mean, he has a kid that might be better than him. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know. But, man, you really did the country justice with your career, and I want all of your fights. I never missed a Lennox Lewis fight ever. I got in a lot of trouble about that, Lennox. But whatever, I don't really care. I just wanted to see you do the job for the country, man. You are awesome. Thanks, dude. Totally. 2 thumbs up, double thumbs, and we're gonna give you one of these, dude. Boom, 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 boom. That's what they